news. I pass the rest and tune to the source, WOCA.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, 69 degrees here at the studios of The Source, broadcasting live from the Paddock Mall, just outside the WOCA commissary, which you might know as the food court. We call it the commissary. We have some handsome and pretty people in the studios right now. We're going to get to meet. Julia is here. Hey, Julia, how you doing?
Good.
And you're here with your mom, Tonya. Is your last name Kane? Kane, Tonya and Julia Kane? Okay. And Bob Hampton is here also. Bob, you're with Bilo Mowers, it says here.
Bilo Sales and Service.
Okay, well, how are you doing?
I'm doing mighty fine for Monday morning.
Well, good to see all of you. Now, my notes say very little, so I'm going to have to get every bit of information from you. That Julia has some kind of a disease called Niemann-Pick disease type C. It says here it's an extremely rare neurodegenerative disease, no cure, and very limited and costly treatment options. Correct. So that right there sounds like serious stuff, right? How are you feeling right now?
Fine.
You feel fine? Well, good. Maybe there's a cure after all, right? Yeah. Look at your smile. You got a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
So let me. Who should I speak to? Tonya. Let me speak to Tonya.
Okay.
What is this? What is this condition?
It's genetic. So after the fact of her being diagnosed, we found out that my husband and I are both carriers for it. In order for a child to be afflicted with the disease, both parents have to be a carrier. Basically, your body needs cholesterol, and especially your brain. The brain does not get it from your diet. So it makes its own.
Oh,
yes,
I never knew that.
Because it doesn't cross the blood-brain barrier from your diet.
Okay.
So the brain makes its own, and we have a protein or an enzyme that helps it do its thing and then eliminates it out of the body. The Niemann-Pick kids don't have that, so the cholesterol builds up in their body, especially in their brain and spleen and liver.
So it gets to be too much.
Exactly, and then it clogs things up. It doesn't let the brain communicate with the body the way it needs to.
Oh my goodness!
Causes cell death, and therefore the degenerative side of things. It affects speech, swallowing, coordination, balance, everything your brain is responsible for.
So what kind of symptoms did you first notice in Julia?
With Julia, we noticed that she was really clumsy. When she first started walking, she bruised really easily. We noticed something we now know is called vertical eye gaze palsy, and she was doing forward rolls across the floor, and when she would sit back up, her eyes would still be rolled in the back of her head for just a couple of seconds.
Oh, wow.
And then they would come down level, and we thought that's really not normal.
Yeah.
And then when she got to school, she had trouble keeping up with all the other kids at school academically, and it got worse every year.
Gosh, so this must be really hard to diagnose, or am I wrong about that?
No, it is. Some kids are diagnosed at birth because they have really good doctors that are just on top of things and they've heard of the disease. There's a lot of people in the medical community that have never heard of it. So
yeah, I would imagine if you went to like your family doctor. I mean, no offense against any family doctors, but I'm guessing a lot of them don't know.
They don't. And so we thought there was something wrong or something off for quite a while, and her doctor kept telling me, no, that's nothing to worry about. You're overreacting. Finally, around the 5th grade is when I finally said, okay, testing in school to see if she qualified for ESC services was showing that her IQ was dropping, and so finally her doctor said, okay, that's kind of alarming, so I'll send you to a neurologist. And from there, it was about a year.
So are they able to, it says it's not curable in my notes.
Correct.
Does that mean it's not manageable? It is manageable, right?
No. Well,
no.
Yes and no. There's a medicine called Zavesca that she takes. They did clinical trials on it. It was not conclusive enough that it helped for the FDA to approve it.
Really?
So doctors have to prescribe it off label, and then if you're lucky, your insurance covers it, and then you can get it for your child. We're one of the lucky few. Our insurance covers it.
Oh my goodness!
But
Thank
it costs
goodness.
the insurance company just over $56,000 a month.
$56,000 a month.
A month.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then
Julie, you ever think just say, can you hold off 1 month and just let me have the cash? Yeah, I bet you did. Yeah. just
her
1
daddy
month. It's
teased
just
that
1 month. Yeah.
2 pills would be the payment on a Camaro.
That's
dream
right.
car.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
2
nice.
pills.
Yeah. So can I ask how old you are?
16.
16.
Yes.
Wow, I bet you the boys are all after you, aren't they? Yeah. You're smart enough to know that, right?
Yeah.
That part of your IQ hasn't happened. So, what did you notice? Anything was going on, or was it something only your mom and dad noticed?
When I was younger, I didn't know anything.
You just had a hard time figuring it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I realized that something was going on with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we make trips to Maryland every month.
Every month you have to go to Maryland?
Yes, sir.
That's the part where I was saying kind of yes and no. She's in a clinical trial of an experimental medicine that so far it shows that it's halting the progression of the disease for the most part.
Is this something you can notice, or do you have to have tests to say it's working?
A little bit of both. They do all sorts of testing every month. They test her hearing. They test all the things that they would do to monitor the disease and see how it's progressing. And they do that, and it's definitely slowed the progression, if not halted it.
Bob Hampton,
Yes.
how do you fit into this story?
I'm not really sure. A couple years ago, Julia's mama come in and wanted to put chewing gum machine, candy machine as to help fundraiser for Julia.
Who did? Who wanted to put it in?
Her mother.
Oh, okay,
Tiny.
okay.
And then she brought Julia in a few months later, and I met Julia. And Julia is in 4-H, and I was talking to her about animals, and the topic come up that she had her first hog and had raised it, and I told her, whenever it come time for her next hog, if she does one, to come see me, and she did. And I was fortunate I wasn't there when she brought me her letter. My wife had to handle that one, and I read it later. And for years I was on the hog committee and down at the Southeastern, and I talked to every child. The arena was my responsibility. And I talked to every child when they brought the hog in to sell. And my number one question is what will you do with your money? And every time it's college. Well, now, here I got this little kid, brings me in a letter. It's a standard letter till you get to the last paragraph. Last paragraph was saying she had a hard time, between church, school, and going to Maryland every month, raising her hog, and that she intended to take the funds raised from her hog to donate to her medical fund to help her mom and daddy.
That's awesome.
That was a brick.
You're an amazing family. You're an amazing friend. So you were literally trying to raise money by selling chewing gum.
I do. I have some candy machines out in the community, and that was my husband and I both work full time, so
Right.
coming across extra money, we had to get creative.
So when we see these little vending machines, we don't realize, like, every once in a while you'll see them, and there's usually some kind of a paper in there that indicates what it's a fundraiser for.
Right.
So we really should be using those machines.
Yeah.
So how are they doing for you?
They're doing okay. They're not doing bad. They're not doing awesome. Every little bit helps.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's it's doing what it was intended.
$56,000 a month.
A month.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is amazing. That's a lot of chewing gum.
Yeah. We're blessed that insurance is helping to cover that. Yeah.
We have to take a little break, and we'll be right back. We have just learned everything I've ever known about this Niemann-Pick disease type C. I never knew anything. So in the last 10 minutes, I've learned everything I've ever known. We're going to learn more when we come back. Bob Hampton is in the studio with Tonya Kane and Julia Kane. And Julia has Niemann-Pick disease type C. And she's as beautiful as a person could be. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partly sunny today with highs ranging from 78 along the coast to 84 inland. Partly cloudy Monday night, low 59 inland, 64 along the coast. For Tuesday, partly sunny and warm, high 81 at the coast, 87 well inland. For Wednesday, clouds and some sun. There can be a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon, the high 82 at the coast, 89 well inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Central Florida Eye Institute is the area's leader in laser vision correction. From high-definition refraction surgery and LASIK vision correction to custom cataract, glaucoma, and diabetic treatment, you can count on Dr. Crowley and his effective, friendly staff to provide you with the quality care you deserve. Call 352-237-8400 for an appointment or more information. That number again is 352-237-8400. Looking forward to service your vision needs.
Tick-tock. The days fly by, and we find tax season is upon us once again. Not to worry, though. With a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your needs will be handled in a professional and thorough manner. Robson, Scribner & Stewart is just that firm. They're there for their clients year-round, not just during tax season, to handle your needs and answer any questions you may encounter. At Robson, Scribner & Stewart, there is no client too small or too large. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to ensure that your tax return's outcome will leave you in the best possible position. Call them today at 694-4184. Robson, Scribner & Stewart. They're there for you today. Again, that number is 694-4184. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
Black Cow composted cow manure is a terrific organic soil amendment. We start with cow manure from dairy farms and then compost it a full 90 days. The result is an all-natural, dark, rich soil amendment that's great for everything you grow. Flowers, vegetables, shrubs, trees, and lawns too. Look for Black Cow in the bright yellow and black bag at your favorite nursery or garden center.
Black Cow, the mature manure. Black Cow.
Central Florida Eye Institute is the area's leader in laser vision correction. From high-definition refraction surgery and LASIK vision correction to custom cataract, glaucoma, and diabetic treatment, you can count on Dr. Crowley and his effective, friendly staff to provide you with the quality care you deserve. Call 352-237-8400 for an appointment or more information. That number again is 352-237-8400. Looking forward to service your vision needs.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock, 70 degrees. It's a really beautiful day here in Ocala, and we're meeting some really beautiful people here in the studio. And so where do you live, Tonya? Where do you live? Where's home?
We live here in Ocala.
In Ocala. Ocala's home. Yeah. And just if you're just tuning in, Julia is in the studio. Julia is Tanya's daughter. Julia is, you said, 16 years old?
Yes, sir.
And where do you go to school?
Vanguard High School.
What is it?
Vanguard.
Oh, Vanguard.
My children graduated from there. It's a great school. Oh, congratulations.
Oh, you're a knight. That means a knight, right?
Tenth.
What is it?
10th grade.
10th grade. Oh, okay. So
But
is
it's
that
Vanguard Knights.
Yes.
Vanguard Knight? Okay. And you have something called Niemann-Pick disease type C. Wow. And you probably know more about this disease than anybody because you've got it. You got to study it, right? Your whole family knows about this, right? And in the studio with Tonya and Julia is Bob Hampton from Bilo. What does it say? It says Bilo Motors on my note.
Bilo Sales.
Bilo Sales, and you got these cool suspenders. I gotta get suspenders.
Well, you're still.
They're still, yeah.
That's still.
So you help out with the Future Farmers of America, and that's kind of how you became part of this. It's twofold. I mean, you had the gum machine in your shop, and you had the hog thing, right?
Right. I'm no longer on the hog committee, but when she come in and with the letter and all,
broke your heart or did something
to you?
Yeah,
broke my heart in two.
Yeah.
On your website, there's a poem there was no author credited. Did you write the poem?
I did not write that poem. It was forwarded to me by a family member, so I don't know. Yeah.
It's a very beautiful poem.
It's a poem that basically says that she's a special girl.
She is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we talked about, during the break, Bob was talking about how Ocala steps up to the plate whenever there's a need for anything. That's absolutely true. And we see it more than anybody, probably, because we're constantly telling the listeners about what's going on. And, you know, we're not so arrogant to think everybody listens to us. But you know what I know? That they tell others. The people who don't listen to us will tell others. And I can't tell you how many times we've had a little story like the one you're bringing to us, that then gets picked up by the Star Banner, by the local TV stations, and suddenly more people know about it. And guess what happens? Money gets raised, and other people find out maybe that's wrong. What's wrong with their child, and suddenly you have more people getting helped.
Right.
And it's not just always. It's never always about the money. It's always about getting the information out there that'll help other people.
The awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you been fortunate to do support groups for other families and you were the leader?
No, because there's only about 500 of us in the world, or 500 of Julia, not us. We haven't. I mean, there's a National Niemann-Pick Disease Foundation that we've become members of. We haven't been able to attend any of their events yet, but we haven't done any support groups where we've been at the head of it.
Well, people will be coming to you though, because Julia, you're in the clinical trials and everything, and you're like paving the way for other people with the disease.
That has been wonderful because we've met other families that have children with the same disease. Some of them, we've met families who have 2 children with the same.
Oh my!
They have 2 children affected.
Do you have other children yourself?
Oh, we do. We have one other daughter. She's 19.
So the fact that you and your husband both have, you're both carriers of this.
Correct.
But neither one of you got this.
Correct.
Did you have maybe in your history, maybe in your family line, where somebody had it and nobody could diagnose it?
Not that we're aware
Not
of.
that you know.
I mean, that's highly possible, but because it's recessive, there can be many family members who are carriers, and then you don't know anything about it until 2 people who are carriers
come together. But it's not guaranteed that all the children will have it.
Correct. Our other daughter does not have it. She could possibly be a carrier, but she does not have it.
Wow. Is there a way for her to find out if she's a carrier?
She could do a blood test, and she's chosen not to do that.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, wait till she finds somebody to marry then.
No, she's married. And
she is married.
Expecting her first child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is you might be the reason we have a cure. I mean, one day there might be a cure, and you might be part of that. So that's good news, isn't it? Yeah.
Are your friends all aware that you have this in school?
I think so. I don't know.
Is Niemann-Pick as a person? What is that?
Those are 2 different doctors that
2 different doctors.
Disease.
Okay. Well, good for them. Isn't it great that doctors can figure this stuff out?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we know the names of rock and roll stars, but we don't know the names of doctors who help us out for the rest of our existence, right?
Right. Right.
Will you take correspondence from people if other students have this disease and they need somebody to write to? Would they be able to send you emails or go right on your website and contact you through there?
You can go right on the website, and the email address is on there, but it's juliasjourney@outlook.com.
Well, what is on your wish list? I see right here where it says NPC is always fatal. I mean, I see that, and I say prayer is the first thing. It's just the way I am. So I'm sure prayer is on your wish list. Finding a cure is on your wish list, right? What can we do immediately, though? Can we help out financially?
We're doing well, thanks to Mr. Bob and all of his efforts and everybody that came together to buy her big. We're well right now. That's not to say that it depends on where this trial goes. That's the thing, is the unknown.
Right.
If they prove to the FDA that it works, then it's wonderful, and most insurance companies will cover the treatment beyond that. If not, then we have to figure out a way to cover that treatment as well on our own.
Do other countries have are other countries ahead of us in that regard? And,
No.
I mean, sometimes you'll hear that our FDA doesn't approve things and other countries do, so people will go to Ireland or wherever.
Right. No, there are other countries involved in the same trial, but nobody has yet to get this.
And only 500 people on the whole planet have been diagnosed.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we have to find a cure.
Yes.
You're pretty amazing, Julia, because you've got such a great demeanor about you. So will you be going to classes after you leave here today?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is your major in school?
High school.
I don't know.
It's everything.
Career preparation and life skills. She's in special education at Vanguard, and her teacher, Ms. T, is wonderful. And all the teachers and aides that she works with there are wonderful, and they are preparing their kids for life. That's, to me, that's even bigger than preparing them for college. You know, they teach them about
That's right.
checkbooks
I agree
and
with that, yeah.
how to plan a menu and go to the grocery store, make a list for the grocery store, and then how to execute that, how to prepare the meal, and they teach them things about hospitality and how to host gatherings and
How to clean the house.
yes,
What do you like
do
doing?
laundry.
What do you like?
That's
do you
necessary.
Yes.
do you like music or art or sports?
I
or
like music.
you like music? Playing music? Listening to music?
No, listening.
Listening. And who do you like to listen to?
A whole bunch of people.
Justin Bieber?
No.
No. Okay. I don't know who's popular today. Lady Gaga? No. Do you like country music?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So who would I know in country music? Taylor Swift.
She's okay.
Oh, not so
Well,
much. huh?
she's still old, though.
Yeah.
She's too
on
old?
her way out.
Yeah.
No way.
She's on her way out.
So who do you like? Who's on?
Luke Bryan, Justin Moore.
Luke Bryan.
And Justin Moore.
Luke Bryan. Can we get them on the show and then have Julia come in and interview them with us?
Sure.
If we can get them on the phone, you want to talk to some of them?
Uh-huh.
All right. Tell me the names. Luke Bryan.
Justin Moore.
Justin Moore. See if these guys will come on the air with us.
Jason Aldean.
Jason who?
Aldean.
Aldine.
Aldine. Okay.
We've tried reaching out to Jared Neiman because his last name is spelled the same.
Oh, okay.
Jared Neiman. Is he a country singer?
He is.
All right. We're gonna try. We're gonna try to get these people, and have them on the. They won't come in here. Well, sometimes they will. Very rare. But if we can get them on the phone, why don't you guys come back in here and you can be the one who interviews them
Okay.
with some help from us.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
That'd be wonderful.
All right, and then maybe they can help spread the word about the need to raise awareness about Niemann-Pick. What's it called? Niemann-Pick disease.
Niemann-Pick
Okay.
disease.
Then it works two ways. You get to talk to one of your favorite stars. You won't pass out, will you?
No.
Well, that's a little something. I mean, it's hard to figure out what we can do as a radio station sometimes, but just talking about it, I think, helps. I think Bob's point is really a big one, that it's the community, really. It's not any individual. It's all of us together, you know.
And if people do want to send in donations, is there a place on your website they can do that, or can they send it to Bob to send to you, or?
Well, what we're going to do, I mean, they have a set, but you're more welcome to come by Bilo's and drop off a donation on May 7th. From 6 to 7, we're going to have, we kept Julia's pig. We're going to cook it. Julia says she wants chicken.
What was the name of the pig?
What was his name?
Red.
Red? So you're going to be serving red meat?
We're going to have red.
Okay.
But from 6 to 7, that will be for the Friends of the Southeastern Youth Fair. In other words, all the people that contributed on the bid of Julia's Hog, which this year was 34, last year was 43. And then from 7 to 8, we're going to open it to the public for everybody to come by. And if anybody wants to come by and meet Julia and her family come
Well,
by.
I'm so glad we answered this. I wish I knew this earlier. Okay, so we're going to make sure we keep this announcement running on the air.
Right, and then we will have a box set up, if somebody wants to make a donation. But this is mostly appreciation awareness deal that we're going to do.
Okay.
That's Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
On May 7th.
And is that going to be at the Southeastern Livestock Pavilion?
No, ma'am, that'll be at Bilo's.
At Bilo's. Okay,
yeah.
excellent.
All right, we're out of time, but I want to thank you for coming in here, all of you. Thank you for what you're doing and what you're contributing to the whole world. It's bigger than you probably realize, and as big as it can be in your own life. So, Julie, you're as sweet as can be.
Thank you.
Come back in when we'll get our country stores. That's our promise to you, okay? Tonya, thank you for coming in, and Bob Hampton, you're a hero. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.
This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Carol McHugh. On the heels of a Ted Cruz delegate sweep in Colorado over the weekend, GOP frontrunner Donald Trump says the whole presidential nominating system is corrupt.
I mean, you're allowed to offer trips and you can buy all these votes. What kind of a system is this? Now, I'm an outsider, and I came into the system, and I'm winning the votes by millions of votes. But the system is rigged. It's crooked.
Trump this morning on Fox and Friends. Meanwhile, Hillary Clinton's maintaining her lead in the polls over Bernie Sanders ahead of next Tuesday's crucial New York primary. Sanders still questioning whether Clinton is qualified.
For example, on foreign policy, let's be clear. The war in Iraq was the worst foreign policy blunder in the modern history of America. I heard the same evidence that Secretary Clinton did. She was in the Senate. I was in the House. I helped lead the opposition to that war. She supported that war.
Sanders on CBS. Fox News. We report, you decide.